Hello and welcome to this video. Yesterday or last night I ranted about the Long Island Railroad and I got pretty angry, and I may get angry during this video too because we're going to rant about Nice Bus and how they've been cutting service in the middle of the island, and the latest cut that they're not even talking about on their page here. It says here there's nothing about, no mention of this. The new routing in Lynbrook that I already posted earlier, that starts on September 28th. So this is the new routing they're going to have, which I like. I think it's pretty good. They're doing this to the 25 is going to stop at the train station, which is good. So right by the train station, which I like. All right, right here. The train station's right here. All right, but this is not listed over here on any of these. The change I'm about to tell you, and I already made a post about it. But we're going to talk about the N16 route. All right, so if we go to passenger info, we go to fall 2025 schedules. You see they have the new routing. They put that up there, and then they have the other stuff. So we're going to go here at the N16 here because they made some changes to the N16 that are absolutely ridiculous. And there's no mention of it anywhere here. So right off the bat, they took away a whole bunch of bus stops on the N16. So it says right here, N16 north of Hempstead daytime trips alternate between local N16 to and from Roosevelt Field via Westbury Boulevard and N16C Express to NCC with new routing via Hempstead Turnpike. So every other trip runs Rockville Center to Hempstead for Roosevelt Field service transfer to N27. No mention of the stops being removed on the N16 at all. So this is so they split the N16 up basically. This is what they did. They split it up. All right. But what they haven't told you is they took a whole bunch of bus stops away from the N16. And basically now, if you're taking the N16, the ones that go via Roosevelt Field, this here, the stop of the depot going northbound, this is going to be your last stop before the mall. All right, so the bus goes down here, takes its usual route, but it does not make any stops here. They've taken these stops away. Google still has it stopping here, but it's not. They've already walked down there. I've seen from the bus. I haven't walked. We'll take a video down there as well. But they've taken all these bus stops away, all of them. And now there's, I think they've probably taken it out on both sides. The 16 basically is running nonstop from Commercial Avenue to Roosevelt Field, and then probably from Roosevelt Field to NCC it runs nonstop as well. So they just basically said, well, it's too bad if you want to get off at Stewart Avenue. I got off at this bus stop right here that they took away, and I usually did this, and I walked through Garden City to get home because sometimes it would be quicker than taking the N24, and I just want to get some walking in. So we can't do that anymore. All right, and they've taken N16 trips away from Roosevelt Field. Nice Bus is really trying to kill Roosevelt Field. I really think they're trying to kill Roosevelt Field. I know it sounds absolutely preposterous to most of you, but it's obvious. They keep taking away buses from Roosevelt Field. Well, before I go on, let's hear from Erica again about Roosevelt Field, shall we?
That mall service and passenger trips to and from the mall has really dropped off.
Yeah, so all about serving the South Shore. So they've taken all these bus stops away, and now if you need to get the bus from any of these other places, you're going to have to walk over to Roosevelt Field. And it's not a great walk to walk over there. You have to cross Ring Road. There's no sidewalks or anything. This is the way life is in the middle of the island. It's horrible. Nice just makes it that much worse. So this is a sneaky change that they did. All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at the N16 schedule here. We'll just go through here the regular maps and schedules instead of looking at the PDFs. We'll show you what they did here. Actually, I might not be able to do that. Yeah, I have to go to the PDF if I want to. All right, we'll go to the PDF, whatever. I have to go to the PDF because otherwise it's going to be hard. And they love combining schedules. Now it's combined with the N16, N21, N27. I mean, so the 16 is the latest casualty because now Roosevelt Field service is only hourly on the N16. So they've taken away service on the N16 going to Roosevelt Field, and now you only have a bus every hour. In addition to them taking away the stops on Stewart Avenue. And instead the bus goes express to the college because it goes down here It'll go express limited stops down Hempstead Turnpike to the college directly, so it doesn't even have to stop at Roosevelt Field. And eventually, I think they're going to probably get rid of the Roosevelt Field service completely on the N16. Again, they're trying to kill Roosevelt Field because we've seen them cut trips on the 15. They've cut trips on the 20. They keep cutting trips out to Roosevelt Field. And we heard from Eric, the malls are just not popular anymore. You know, they want that mall to die. They want this whole area to die. It's all about the South Shore. And the 16 exists to get people from Rockville Center to Nassau Community College. Because it's and Hempstead as well. So you can see the new routing here. So it's basically bifurcated. So you've cut service in half at Roosevelt Field. This thing does not show that they've taken away stops, though. There is no notice that they took away all these bus stops. All right? And if you think the Queens bus redesign is bad, well, I mean, this is a long distance to go without a bus stop. Well, I'll show you here. So this is the last stop on the 16 going north is over here. And then you got to go all the way over here, walk over here. So you have to get off over here, or you're probably just better off getting off at Roosevelt Field at this point. And then all these stops have been taken away. All these stops. And I think they're only served by the 35 and the 20. So this stop here, he took that away. All right, this is an old street view. There's the 16. That's gone. So you think you only have the 35 and the 27. And then they took this bus stop away here. I think this bus stop's completely gone. No, they have only the 35 stopping here. See, they grayed out all the other routes. I mean, this makes no sense at all. It really does. See, when I see this kind of stuff, I want the MTA back. All right, I want Long Island bus back. Because this makes no freaking sense at all. And then they took this bus stop away, too. So if you think the Queens bus redesign is bad, this is way, way worse. Really. Way, way, way worse. So, yeah, all these bus stops gone. They probably got rid of, well, no, the 16 doesn't go that way on the other side. So, they got rid of everything. So, that's the cut they did on the end. Also, let's not forget about the cuts to the 15 and the 35 on the weekends. Now, actually, we don't even need to do that. We can just go to passenger info and take a look at the 1535 weekend schedules coordinate. So alternating N15 trips run Long Beach to Hempstead for Roosevelt Field transfer to and from the N35, and then N35 trips run Baldwin to Hempstead alternating. So they've basically cut the amount of buses that go between Hempstead and Roosevelt Field in half. Yeah, how's that? I mean, it's so obvious. 16, all right? So these new schedules, they wound up cutting a lot of service. And the 22 is also a route that has been pretty well decimated. Go to the 22 now. And we can actually probably look at the regular schedule for this. That's fine. And you can see here, they've cut a lot of service on the 22. All right. So eastbound, you see, after 8 o'clock out of Jamaica, it goes to hourly. It's bad enough they split the route at Mineola. And this schedule is confusing as heck. It's only once an hour after 8 o'clock. Now, when Long Island Bus was here, we had half-hourly service. Then we had the 22A, too. Let's not forget about that, too. We had that, too. Bottom line is we were much better off with MTA Long Island Bus. That's the bottom line. I don't care how nice tries to spin it. I'm tired of their antics. I really am. All right? I know the MTA is a very corrupt organization now, too. So we're screwed either way. All right? But look at this, 8:30, and then you got to wait a whole hour going east. And it's the same thing going west. And then they split the route up. So, again, you have going east, you have hourly service after 9 o'clock. All right, now we're going to show it going west on a weekday. So we're going to show it going west here. All right, so this is going west. And this is, like I've said, very confusing, this schedule. Extremely confusing. All right, so we'll show it going west. We'll show you the trips out of Mineola. Let's see. All right, they're over here. All right, so. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, I'll show you. I'll have to go to the PDF because that's got to be wrong. Oh boy, I gotta rotate this. Why did I do this? Rotate, rotate, rotate. Okay. To Jamaica via Beniola. So go to the weekday schedule, and you gotta remember they split the route on the weekends too now. So 8:19, 8:52. I do have a 9. All right, so going west, it's still every half an hour, I think. Let's see. No, there is an hour gap. So if you missed the 7:15, next one isn't until 8:19. Yeah, so there are some hour gaps in here. And then they've cut a ton of service out of Hicksville. I mean, Westbury has been decimated by their cuts. It's ridiculous. They claim low ridership, but they're the ones driving the ridership down on purpose on these routes. I really do. I really think that. They're the ones driving the ridership down. All right. So the 22 obviously gets crap service now. The 24 has also been messed with. This I noticed too, that the service now that goes to Hicksville, middle of the day, only every hour. Actually, the service that goes to Hicksville now, only every hour. Only every hour, except they're a little bit for an hour or two during the rush hour. That's it. So you're only having hourly service on this whole corridor here, from Roosevelt Field down Old Country Road all the way down to Hicksville. Because then they want to kill the area. They'll claim ridership's down, but you keep cutting service. That's why the ridership is down. That's why the ridership is down. You keep cutting service. And then they keep saying, well, we have the same service hours. I don't know. They need to be audited, Nice Bus. I mean, yeah, once an hour. That's it on the 24. And it's bad enough the buses going west is jammed. Go west here. We'll change it to the westbound. And I'm just covering weekdays at this point, but you'll see here going west. We've got, let's see, going west. These are the westbound trips. So again, only every hour out of Hicksville. Look at this. I mean, it's terrible. But at least it's half hourly going west. I'm still pretty sure that Long Island Bus had more service. You don't forget you have the 22A too. I'd love to find. I have old schedules somewhere. I gotta find them. We're gonna do another video about that. So kind of get the idea of what they've done here. They've also cut service on the N6 as well overnight to every hour. Yeah, this is what goes on. But taking away all those bus stops, and they've been taking away bus stops like all over the place without notice at all. Here in Mineola, they've taken away. All right, it's not that bad of a deal, I guess. First of all, the 23 used to run down Willis Avenue. All right. Now it just goes down Mineola Boulevard, all right? And they've got a bus stop here, but they took the bus stop away that was over here. It's not that far to the next bus stop, so I could sort of understand that. But some areas, there are big gaps where they've taken away bus stops. Somebody said they took away a bus stop on the 22 by a CVS. Let's see, there used to be a CVS around here. Let's see, I'm trying to find where it was. I think it was over here. I think they took this bus stop away. It was over here. I think it was over here. If I'm mistaken. Yeah, this CVS closed. This one. Because, again, middle of the island, places just closed down. They said there was a bus stop over here. So this bus stop was eliminated. I'm trying to, maybe it was already, hey, come on. What are you doing, Google? Yeah, this bus stop right here was eliminated. I guess because the CVS closed. But yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You keep taking away bus stops, businesses keep closing, people don't want to come here, and the ridership's going to keep being driven down because who wants to deal with this crap? When you can go to the South Shore and get much better service. Look at the 4. I mean, the 4 gets frequent service. like every 15 minutes generally, and it goes to every 20, and then it goes to every half an hour a little bit later on. But you don't have to deal with hourly service on the 4 until after the 12:40 trip. All right, so yeah, you got much better service on the 4, and yeah, those buses are packed because again, it's better service. People want to go, and then that's what it is. It's self-fulfilling prophecy. What they're doing, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is all being designed to ruin the middle of the island, drive people out, and make the area undesirable. Which they're doing an excellent job at making this area undesirable. Wait till you see what I'm going to post tonight. What I saw here in Mineola. Just vagrants hanging around, illegals. This is such a depressing wasteland. This area. Meanwhile, it's just beautiful in Massapequa on the South Shore, of course. Now, of course, NICE has increased service on some routes. I was kind of looking at some old schedules. So first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at the old 22 schedules here, which I've got. From April 8th. Remember when we used to have the 22A? Used to be a lot more service. Even after they made all those horrible cuts on April 8th. Let's see, going out of Jamaica, you still had half-hourly service. You still had better service then on the 22 than you do now. And this was April 8th. Some old schedules here for you. Right? And there wasn't that horrible split that they've done. The reason why they do these splits is simple. So they can kill the eastern part of the route. So they're cutting the service so they can kill the eastern part of the route. The Hicksville to Mineola leg. And the ridership goes down. It has gone down. The same thing with the 24. And it's going to keep going down. And eventually they're going to eliminate it completely. That's what they want. That's what they want. It's bad enough that they got rid of the Syosset Mini. But the South Shore Mini still stays. Gee, I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. Again, self-fulfilling prophecy. Who's the architect behind all this? Who's behind a lot of this crap, you may ask? Well, this piece of shit right here. Our county executive, Bruce Blakeman. That's who's behind it all. Because this is when a lot of this crap started happening. When he came in as county executive. NICE has gotten much, much worse. Much worse with their cuts. And it's not... I don't blame TransDev. They're just following orders from this piece of shit right here you see on the screen. All right? They're just following orders. That's all they're doing is following orders. They can't say anything else. All right? We all know the way Bruce Blakeman, he thinks just like the fat bastard in the White House. All right? We all know all about that. But some routes, like I said, have seen increased service. And we're going to talk about the 25, which even though they cut trips on the 25, and now it's only every hour, this is the 2558. Okay, I don't know why it is. Let's just go to the regular 25. Even though they've cut trips to only every hour after a certain time, let's go ahead and look at the old Long Island bus schedule, which I do have for the 25. So we're going to look at that. 25 weekday. All right, so you can see you had hourly service after the 5:15 trip, and the last trip was 8:50 during the week. So the South Shore, this is only the weekday schedule that I have for you around the 25, all right? But this is what it was with Long Island bus, all right? Another route that's also seen improved service is the N16. Even though they cut trips to Roosevelt Field, Rockville Center still sees very frequent service if we go ahead and we look at the N16. So you see what's going on here. The South Shore, particularly southwestern Nassau. Gee, who's from southwest Nassau? Oh, yeah, Bruce Blakeman. So you'll see here now the last trip out of Rockville Center Station. Oh, maybe they did cut that trip. The last trip was 9 now? Is that right? So they did cut some service on... No, we still have trips up to 11:10. I don't know why that's saying that. But according to the PDF schedule, there's still trips up to 11:10 at night here. So 8:09 and 9 hourly after... yeah. So, yeah, still plenty of trips here. When you go look at this Long Island bus schedule, you can see there is a lot less here. Last trip was 9:50 going north. No, that's going north was 8:50. So I don't know why the thing is saying that on the website. That's kind of weird. So now you don't know who to believe at this point. It's kind of weird. Oh, but it's having the later trips going south. That's weird. Again, so they're trying to make it look like it's going to be harder to get back north again. Very suspicious stuff going on here. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. Now it's doing this. So I don't know what's going on here. So that's another route. But let's go. I have another old Long Island bus schedule to look at. Let's see if I can find more here. Here's the 4041, which used to run a lot more often on the week. This used to run a lot more often, period. This is a Saturday schedule here. 8:10 and 8:30, 8:55, 9:20. So it's every 20 minutes instead of every half an hour like Nice Bus has it now. During the day you had it. Look at this. Look at how many frequent service you had. 1 o'clock, 1:09, 1:23. Now go ahead and we're going to look at the Nice Bus schedule for the 4041. I'll just pull out the PDF already. So we'll do that. Not to mention their schedules are just confused. The Long Island bus ones are so much easier to read. Schedules are so freaking confusing now. So I got to find the Saturday schedule. So Saturday now, it's like during the middle of the day, they're like 25 minutes. But then at night, it's every half an hour. Let's see, the last trip going back to Mineola under Nice is 11:41. Let's go ahead and look at the Long Island bus schedule. Let's see what this was. Last trip was 10:40. So it is a little bit later under Nice, going all the way to Mineola. I guess they had some short runs to Hempstead. Let's see. The first trip out of Freeport was 4:52. Let's see what the 4:41. Okay, so Nice does have a little bit better service span. So you can see Nice has improved service on some routes. So we can't, completely. Service spans have improved a little bit on certain routes, but clearly the majority of the pain is going to the middle of the island. That's obvious at this point, and it's like I said, this is all by design. Nice is just doing what everybody else is doing. Stores are closing here, businesses are closing. People don't want to come here; they want to be on the South Shore. That's where all the action is. The good action, anyway. This area is just in Roosevelt Field. We've seen Havana Grill close. I don't think Roosevelt Field is going to become a dead mall, but I think we are going to see more empty stores in and around Roosevelt Field as more and more people, obviously, decide to go elsewhere, especially restaurants. I think restaurants in this area are going to close, a lot of them, because everybody goes to the South Shore for restaurants. Rockville Center, they'll go to Garden City, but it's all about the South Shore. Rockville Center, Massapequa, Wantaw, that whole area. That's where people want to go. They don't want to come here. This is all, again, by design. These cuts, all of this is all by design. All right, so I didn't lose my temper here. I'm kind of worn out from everything, but it's very bad what's happening. It's very bad. So that's all I got for you right now. Have a good night, and I'll take a walk one day. We'll show you. Maybe tomorrow night I'll show you what we got to go through now that they took all these N16 bus stops away for absolutely no reason whatsoever to just mess with us. This is all part of the big plan here. This whole area here, again, this is Long Island for you, and we'll go over it again. I've kind of drawn out to you already what goes on here. We'll just go to the regular map of Long Island here, and just go to the let's find my extension here. And, this just general area is just being redlined all the way out, all the way through, generally speaking. There's some havens in here, but generally it's this whole area here is just going to be redlined, all right? While the North Shore and the South Shore, particularly the South Shore, this is the place that people want to be. This is civilization. But the middle is just going to become more and more undesirable as time goes on. And this is all being driven by many political forces, not just Republicans or Democrats, so everybody's in on this. This is all something I've been talking about for a while, and what I went over in this video just proves, again, what's happening. And obviously this man here, very instrumental in all of it. So we do have an election coming up, and I'm going to urge you to vote for Seth Kozlow for county executive. But that's another video. Anyway, have a good night.